Hi, it's Maria from Maria Denmark. I got this question from Christina, who wanted to know how I do my rib necklines, and that's a neckline like the shirt I'm wearing here. She said she has my Birgitte Basic tee, but and she gets all the pictures, but she just wondered if I could show her how to do it exactly, because she didn't really get the part where I put the ribbing on the neckline. So today I'm going to show you. Okay, so here I have a t-shirt. Actually, it's a muslin of a t-shirt pattern I'm working on, with the neckline, and I have some ribbing here which are cut from the same kind of fabric, just a different color for you to see, so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. And I cut the ribbing 4 centimeters wide, you see, and that's because that'll give me a 1 centimeter visible ribbing when the t-shirt is sewn. So I have, it stretches this way on the white part. I forget what it's called, that doesn't matter. So that's the piece for the ribbing, and here's my t-shirt. And the first thing I'm going to do is to figure out how long my ribbing is going to be. So here's my t-shirt, and these are the sleeves. And I'm placing the shoulder seams on top of each other, you see? I just have to, like that, okay. And then I'll just measure from center front to center back. And I have 1 centimeter, no, I don't have, I have about 1 centimeter seam allowance here. So I'll just measure about 1 centimeter in, and it's 41 centimeters. And 41 centimeters, then what I do, this is just half the neckline, right? Because it goes all the way around. So I double the amount, so that's 82. And then I subtract about 15%. So that lands me at about 70 centimeters. Which means I cut the ribbing 70 centimeters. Then what I do is I place the ends of the ribbing together, like this, right sides together, to form a ring. And I'm going to stitch that. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to quarter mark the neckline. And as you know, I put the shoulder seams on top of each other, and I have here, I'm just going to see if I can zoom out a bit. That's the other way. No, doesn't let me do that. So I'm just going to move it. So shoulder seams on top of each other, which makes this center back. So I'm going to put a pin, mark by putting a pin at center back. Like so. And one at center front. Like so. And then I'm going to place center front and center back on top of each other to establish your quarter markings. So that's a halfway between the center front and the center back when we go around the neckline. And that'll be here, right? You see? Just place them on top of each other and then see what's the halfway point, and that's there. So here we go with the pin. And I do the same at the other side. Yeah. Do you like my pin cushion? It's new. It's like an historical accurate. I think it's from the 17th century. A replica, of course. I think it's kind of cute. So, okay. That was sidetracking there. So anyway, that's I quarter mark the neckline. It's divided into 4 equal parts here, equal length parts. So I cheated a bit like they do on cooking shows, and I've stitched my neckline right side together, and then I've pressed it in half. So now it's only 2 centimeters wide, right? So that'll give me, that's including a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and that'll give me a visible ribbing of 1 centimeter. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with the neckline. I'm going to quarter mark it. So I have established the seam here. I've decided that's center back, because that's a good place to put that seam. So center back here, and then I have center front here, and I'm going to put a pin in it. And I'm going to place center front and center back on top of each other, just like I did with the neckline. And then pin the quarter marks. Here. And here. And then what I have to do to make sure the neckline is going to be good is I'm going to align the marks on the t-shirt neckline as well as on the ribbing. So I'm just going to find the center back, and it's right here. And I'm going to place the raw edges together. So the raw edges of center back on the ribbing with the raw edges, the raw edge, I should say, of the neckline. And I'm going to put a pin. And for the quarter mark as well, just going to align the raw edges, pin, and the same way here. And once more. Here we go. And the amazing thing is, when I started sewing, this actually took me so long to figure out this method. I don't know why. It said, I think the instructions said quarter mark. So what I would do was I would measure the entire neckline and then divide that by 4 and then measure and find the measurement. See, now what I'm doing is that I'm just stretching, because obviously the ribbing is shorter. It should be 15% shorter than the neckline. So I'm going to stretch the neckline just a bit, like that, so that I can put in some more pins. And I usually like to use just 8 pins around. And that's usually, actually I don't pin any more than that. I just stretch it while I sew, but it'll make it easier to control if you add some pins in between here. So that's it. And the neckline is pinned, the ribbing is pinned to the neckline, and you're ready to sew.